And then it was Saturday, and we did a thing. Uh, I'm gonna nerd out hard, not just on this project or Twitch or all of that, but at the same time, I am. Let's roll. The point is, I want to show some progress, and I want to describe an idea visually. I suppose I should start with the progress and move on to the visual idea. And what we want to do is very soon redesign the card layout because it's time. It don't look good, and it should look good. I mean, the cards. It's a card game. The cards should look good. Um, to the extent that we can make the cards look good, yes, they should absolutely look good. I need to triple check that everything works. Yesterday, I streamed for a good hour without sound, which is ridiculous. But let's see if we got it. Let's see if we got it. We got it. All right, let's begin, shall we? If we have an account set up, the the system includes with the profile data. It's hidden, but it includes with the profile data some really cool stuff for our Perl collection data for our profiles includes um, all the stuff that we know, but I'm including a single number. It's a U long number, and the way you read that is an unsigned long integer. What does that mean? It's a very big number. It can't go negative. That's what it means by unsigned. You can't have a negative sign. So it's all positive, and it's as big as it can possibly be in 64 bits. It's a ridiculously long number. I won't even attempt to explain how big, but it's huge. That's good. That's not the number of pearls you could have. No, not exactly, because we have to talk about binary and how the 64 bits that's used to make that number actually translates to 64 different possibilities of yes or no. 64 possibilities of true or false. And if I'm asking, hey, do you have this pearl? That's a true or false question. So that's my plan. I'm going to use the one number to describe whether or not you have one of 64 pearls. And I'm still, well, we need pearls, really. We need pearl descriptions. But the display of our pearls looks cool, and I'm reasonably satisfied with this carousel and the display happening here. So, not only that, but we are actually fetching the proper data that I have set up now, parsing out that crazy long number into bits, ones and zeros. So I can say, oh, you have a number test 6 pearl, whatever. And literally, this refers to a starting list of 64 pearls. Long story short, we have 64 pearls to make, and we should do that soon. I think it's cool. These are um, reasonably varied in appearance, and the carousel looks nice. And depending on what you got going on, I think it's safe to say this will work for now. Okay. I did have to go through lots of noodling to get the color to look right when it was cycling around, but I think it looks pretty good. I will not go into the details about that because there are details. Color, hue, saturation value, whether you're using a scale between 0 and 1 or 0 and 255, etc., etc., etc. The layers of the pearl look and blah, 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 it just goes on. Well, this is related. The next thing I'm going to show you is when you complete a campaign, and actually this is set up like we have the ability now to complete a campaign, and we know that we have the pop-up that comes up. That's what we've been showing and noodling with lately. The pop-up shows up. But more than that, I have all the functionality ready to go to say, oh yeah, you just collected test number 8, this actual pearl that has been defined with a description, a name, all the color, right? Along with that is the implication that we can now associate a rule that will change the tide of the battle when you drop this pearl. Along with this data is a number or two that describe the cooldown. After you drop it, how long does it take before you can drop it again, etc. This is all there. I can add pearls. I can check to see if you have a pearl. I can populate this carousel with the pearl collection you actually have. This is all ready to go. So it's kind of like we almost just need pearls. But there's one other, and so I have the Pearl Creator. Yes, on Discord, I did spill the Pearl Creator. I'm interested to see if anyone has any issues with it. I would be happy to help fix those issues. But, oops, I just accidentally opened Discord. No. Phone, stop. Don't do that. Okay. Yeah, it's actually, yeah, excuse me. Pardon me. I now need to deal with things. Excuse me. I'm not stalling or out of control. You're stalling and out of control. Okay. This should be working. Okay. So I did just put in chat the link to our Discord. And on Discord is a Pearl Creator. So you can make the look that you want, describe the name and the rule change that the Pearl does, and go to town. Then you can post a screenshot from that app. It's real easy to do. And we need pearls. We need 64 of them. But this brings up the new idea. Right now, if I hit this carousel and ask for more pearls, there are 10 that I can choose from. And as you might guess, it selects from the 10 master listed pearls. And I'm just limiting the 64 down to 10 for this testing. But it selects from them randomly, right? It's kind of obvious. It's a chance 1 in 10 that you're going to get any given pearl, right? Okay, that's where I'm thinking ahead. Because what if, let's look at this yellow pearl for a second, because this is the magic golden bomb of pearl goodness that's so good, it's awesome. I don't know, totally wins the game. I don't know what it is. It's going to do some massive, or maybe it's this black one, right? The black one here is like a black hole, and it literally draws in all of the opponents, and you win. Something so overpowered, right? I would not want a random fair distribution among all the pearls if that's one of them, right? Especially if I'm, playing around with the pearls that are like, hey, we boost your health stat by 2, we give you an extra turn, something really small. Well, that's great, but they are not equal, not even close. And then we get into the problem of balancing where, geez, should we nerf the black hole pearl or buff the one? No, the pearl should be the pearl. Go to town, make pearl rules, and go crazy with them. You can even have ridiculously powerful pearls. Go for it. You can have weak ones, you can have powerful ones, no problem. First of all, the cooldown idea that we have, where each pearl, if you drop it, now cannot be used again in another match for a number of matches, or even a number of days, or both, frankly. And I'm working out how to properly save that data, but I have it. It's part of the Pearl, so the Pearl knows what the cooldown is for it, and we can balance based on that, which is great. So a super powerful Pearl can have a really long cooldown. A weak Pearl can have a short cooldown. That's great. But still, if I complete a campaign and I collect a Pearl, I should not have just as much chance as getting the black hole pearl or whatever it's called as I should getting the weak one, right? That's not cool. What I'm thinking ahead about is the distribution of pearls that you can find. It's not an even distribution because I plan on saying, let's put the weaker ones in the front of the master list, right? If this is the master list, I'm just using this pop-up box as a chart. If the left side is the beginning of the master list of pearls and all the 64 goes all the way to the edge, I want the weaker ones on the left-hand side. I want the super powerful ones to be on the far right. I want this gradation of power to now correlate to a gradation of rarity. How rare is it that you get the ones on the right versus the ones on the left? I want the ones on the left to be dominant. Still random, but you more likely get those, right? Okay. Well, we could get fancy with math. I have definitely already done some fancy math just with the carousel or whatever. But the point is, why not do something simple? Right? If I switch to a test scene where I'm testing out a simpler way to do a selection based on the rarity of things, I can show you a bar chart using this little square in a scene that is based off our template of the project. I'm going to hit play, and the little square is going to become duplicated and scaled and positioned and stuff to represent 10 bars. So imagine we have 10 pearls. That's what we were just looking at, right? A selection of 10 pearls. One of them was just red. One was just yellow. One was the black hole, right? Well, among the 10 pearls that we might choose from, right? Let's select from those 10 100 times. Let's go through 100 campaign completions and collect 100 pearls from this 10 and see what that looks like. What's the distribution? Here's the lowest, here's the highest, right? Okay, so this chart isn't showing too much because it just adjusted the bars based on how many were found there, right? And sometimes you get a few, sometimes you get more, right? Based on 100 different collections of pearls, this is the distribution. And well, if I just keep clicking this, you see it's fairly even. And even if I pump up how many pearls we're going to collect among the 10, and we do that over and over, you can see it's still pretty even. It doesn't really matter how many times we do it. If it's a random selection between 1 and 10, this is what you get. I mean, this isn't earth-shattering. This should be kind of obvious, actually. So that's what happens when you just select 1 through 10. And that's exactly what we're seeing now in the carousel. I'm just adding pearls and I'm just selecting from the ones that we have available. But imagine we have, first of all, 64. Okay, now we got 64 of these pearls. And yeah, if we just select 500 pearls among these 64, this is what you get, a very even distribution. The bar charts are showing just how even that is, right? Doesn't matter how many we do, it's very even. And you're just as likely to get the lowest ones, or in other words, the ones that I'm leaning towards putting the weaker, less significant, powerful pearls on the left versus the crazy, over the top, insane pearls on the right. You are just as likely to get either one. Okay. What if we said, let's pick a random number between 1 and 64? That's what this is. Well, what if we then took the result of that 1 through 64 and said that is now the maximum that you can select from? Again, do another random number, but this time from 0 to whatever that result was. Let's say it was halfway, like 32. And now take the final result from there. That means you're going to be somewhere in this range if it was 32. Now, you could still get a 64 first, and then you'd be selecting from a random number between 1 and 64, just like this. But it would be rarer, more rare, to get a large number like 64 and then get a large number again. That would be rare. If we were looking at a bell curve, you would see that it would be actually really hard to get that, right? If I got a bell curve distribution of pearls, that wouldn't be what I'm going for because I would actually like to weigh it way down towards here. I would like this chart to look really high up here and then get really small down here, almost not seeing any down here. Well, I can do that if I do two different random numbers. The first one determining what's the maximum value I can result in at the end. This is showing one random number, and that's the result. This is going to now do 2. And look how dramatically different that is. Now, it is actually very rare to get the ones down here. In fact, you don't get the last ones. There's only one here that's kind of rare. And then you get a fairly more weighted distribution towards the bottom where it's crazy, where there's a lot, because there are many times when you get a small number and then you have a very limited range to choose from in the end, right? That's what doing it twice does. Pick one random number between the full number, and that determines the range you can choose from next. That's 2 random factors, and that results in this distribution. Check out what happens when I do 3. It is way more weighted. And I can bring this down a little bit just so you can see. I can do this over and over, and look how rare it is that you would actually get. So this is 500 pearls being collected every time I click. Click, click, click. That's 1,500 pearls being collected. And so the chance of you getting something up near the top is super rare. You see that? You can. It's not impossible, but it's rare. And I can even go further than that, of course. The point being, this is a way to ensure that your distribution is weighted, but it's not impossible to get the ones that are way up at the top. It's just very, very rare. So now we have a way of defining these kinds of pearls that can be crazy powerful. And all we really need to do now is think about, well, what is the relative strength of it based on the relative strength of these pearls based on just the rules and we can prioritize them. And I would, venture to say there's probably some that should just be common, whether it's powerful or not. That sounds reasonable. Like heal a card all the way might be kind of powerful, but also very common. So we could, however we want to prioritize it, we can put the ones that we want to be more common down here. But I think power is a pretty good baseline to say you should have a reason to see those more often. Then if we list our pearls in that order, we can now do a fairly easy distribution where it's very much weighted, and it's not impossible to get a rare one, but it is rare, and it's easy to do. The code for this is actually very simple. So I like the idea. There's our 64 pearls. If we collect 1,000 of these, with this distribution of like just doing it twice, it's pretty good. Now that's 1,000 pearls. That's 1,000 times people collected a pearl because they completed a match. If you had already collected the first one, then it picks again, but the pick that it does is going to be in the same distribution. So you are less and less likely to get anything higher up. It's just that as you collect these pearls, like let's say you collected the first 10, well, now you're down here. It's going to keep re-rolling your selection, so to speak, and it will still be in this distribution. I think that's totally reasonable and really, really easy to do. So I like how rare some of these things can get. We probably don't need to go more than 2. To be honest, this is 64, and that distribution sounds pretty cool. For 1,000 pearls being collected, that's actually not bad. That's not bad at all. Right? This is a pretty good distribution, so I might just do it twice. And so I wanted to visualize it. Well, I'm a nerd. I wanted to show it off, is what I wanted to do. But to make this happen was super easy. Here is, well, the screen that you just saw. And forget the bars or whatever. This is overcomplicated because I do multiple layers of it, but I just need 2, right? Pick from 0 to the total number and record that number. And now pick from 0 to that number. That's it. That's all I needed to do. And suddenly the distribution is really good. So this is easy. In fact, I can combine this into one line of code. Easy, right? Instead of 0 to total count, it would be random range, 0 to total count, and then that surrounding that is random range 0 to the result of this. Easy. And I get that distribution. So yeah, one line of code, no big deal. And I think the result is really nice. So now we're talking about pearls. I am talking about security and other things later. Like, hey, if I report somebody, I want to know who and what. Also, I want to know if they've been penalized or whatever. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I am now keen to make these pearls happen. And so the selection you saw in our carousel, the collection screen, comes directly from this. I can input the numbers straight from the Pearl Creator images that people create and post on Discord. Yes, absolutely. It will also accept like a number between 0 and 1. That's what I originally had, actually. But I wanted it to be flexible. So yeah, I expect to have a completed master list of a master collection of pearls. And this is what you choose from, right? This is where you get the original stats for the pearl that is used to reference when you collect it. we can show it off and show you the look of it and the description. But also, when you use it, this cooldown time on the master list indicates what the maximum number of matches you have to complete, um, like what the cooldown starts at, right? This is like how much time before you can use it again. This is how many matches before you can use it again. And then we have other data that is actually recording what your Perl is currently cooled down to, because it runs down from there, right? It changes. So this is just reference, but I have room for 64. The idea is eventually we are going to want our Perls defined, because I'm purposely like reserving these last ones for something special, and I don't know exactly what they are yet. That's the point. If I know what kind of Perls we have, we can start to prioritize them by how powerful they are and which ones should be more common. The fact that we have this almost ready to go gets me excited to say we need Perls. And I will probably put some placeholder Perls in place, kind of like the first 10 that I've done here. Like these I use so that I can work out the issue with, or work out the mechanics of this carousel, for example, and just make sure that everything works. This literally is the yellow Perl. Yeah, just wanted to make sure that this all is referring to the right data, because there's data and there's a display and it's got to look the same. Okay. When we have, notice these buttons are grayed out. It's because I haven't logged in yet, right? I'm using the guest account, right? Well, likewise, this button should be grayed out if you don't have any Perls yet, or if you are not logged in an account. So right now I'm keeping it there because I'm still testing, but as soon as we have the ability to collect properly, yeah, I need to turn this off. I'm going to gray this out, and you can really only get there by, I mean, I guess we could set up a cheat so that you could get there, but the player is not meant to be able to get there unless they actually have completed a campaign. Yeah. And so like these buttons are likewise going to go away because I don't want players to be able to do this, right? That's not fair. But and right now it's generating a Perl by default, which is not real. Gosh, it happens to be picking the same one over and over. So I think it's close. I'm trying to get all of these pieces in place, so all we need then is Perls. And the first thing that would happen is the Perls would be named and look right. They would have the description and they would look exactly like what people describe. And so that would be in place. Then we can go through and implement the rules for every Perl, which I'm still thinking through, like how to make that as efficient as possible, not just for me in developing it, but also in the code. If there's shortcuts or ways to make it generalized, I want to do that, right? In fact, the way that we're using these Perls to affect the battle, I want to identify what are the common things that Perls do, like change stats or move cards around the battlefield in formation or whatever, prevent them from moving forward or whatever. These are, or stop them from making a turn in the battle cycle, because those could likely, those are examples of things that could likely be common rules among the Perls. If that's true, It makes sense then to think about when I refactor this main game, this core gameplay that we have not refactored yet. It makes sense then to account for those common things to happen and have the mechanism already in place to simply turn it on and say, yeah, now this card is prevented from attacking this round. This card stat has just changed. Special things are going to depend on what we want to do with the Pearl, but once I know what those are, yeah, refactoring the core gameplay so that it accommodates Pearl rules easily would be cool. You can always do special cases. You know, when there needs to be a special thing that happens, we can do it. But I imagine there's going to be some common factors, some common things that pearls do. And I think it's reasonable to say we should be able to make that part of the core gameplay once we refactor. So pearls and distribution, and yes, I think the carousel looks better too. Speaking of looking, it's just about time to mosey on over to GIMP and redesign these cards because they are looking terrible. I do not believe that we can salvage the idea of doing dials. I'm not convinced that the dials work at all because as soon as you get far away, it's too hard to read. And that's the whole point. When we have the clear bar charts on these cards, it's super easy to read and it becomes a thing to like immediately, as soon as they turn over, start evaluating how your forces are shaping up or going to how it's going to play out. You can read into it and see what's going to happen. I can't read it. Not like this. This is way too hard to read. So I can try. The dial is a compact way to show the stats. That's true. If I can't read it, though, it doesn't matter. Might as well not be there if I can't read it. So, card redesign. Absolutely love the big picture. So what can we do to keep some of that and address the main critical issue of being able to read the stats? Especially when it's an overtime round with 5 cards. These stats are impossible to read. Impossible. In fact, the fact that it is a low number makes the dial small, of course. And maybe you can kind of get that by not, like, I can't see any health, therefore it must be low health. That's true. Yet that's weak as hell. This is a terrible situation. Um, this is a game breaker. It breaks the game. Not being able to read these stats causes such a problem with the general's ability to evaluate how the battle is shaping up that it defeats the main theme of the game. Right? Main theme being you are a general. These are your forces in battle. How are they doing? What can you do to help them? Yeah, it's impossible to see. And it was hard to see before, kind of. Now it's impossible. So, not happening. And not just because I lost the match. So, um, it is time to move forward. I am really digging the carousel. Carousel's looking cool. I like the carousel. But I need more. We need more. Campaign is good. It does send you to the Pearl screen. It does say that you won something, and you say okay, and it just shows this. So I mean, it's almost there. The fact that I'm reading the data is good, but for example, which one it picks. Actually, have I done that yet? I don't know if I've actually picked the collect pop-up. Is that in charge of picking? Yeah, acquire new pearl. Yeah. Oh, this is just randomly making color. Yeah, this is garbage. This isn't real. The collections script has a function to, well, no, this is not true. I do have a number that is the master length, and right now, among the 64 that we could have, 10 are actually defined. And they're just testing, but that's what this number is about. I should actually make a function. So I have all the other functions here. I'm literally just saying pick. Where's this? Where do I do that? When I test. Okay, right. There it is. Pick among the master length. There it is. And so for the carousel testing, I have been able to look at the defined pearls as is. This is garbage. I don't need this anymore because I'm actually getting real values now. Yeah. So I should do the same with this, actually. Sure. This needs all of the color and then sets the color. But I actually have a script to do that too, a function to do that. Set the material based on that. Sure. Set the pearl color. That's what I'm doing. So I just need to get it. No problem. I need to select like this based on this value collect. Do I have that? Yeah, this is available. Yeah. And then I can say, yeah. Get, let's see, set pearl color. There we go. And I am going to use M. Okay. So, hold on. I'm already doing that. What am I doing? What am I doing? I need to get the data from this. Oh, right. Okay. So, actually, from the master collector, there you go. This random number now tells me which pearl. Right. So now I can get the base color hue. I can get saturation. Value. And the texture hue. Saturation and value. Yeah. And texture also includes alpha. This is the same stats that you have in the Pearl Creator app. So, yeah, the whole point is we should be able to define it in one place, which is the master list, master collection. It's like the ideal collection of all 64 pearls. And I just go say, yeah, go grab that one and get all its data and use it. I also have the name. What do I do for the name? I just say pearl name. Okay. Oh, I'm not actually just, I should get rid of all this. This is not actually the thing. Yeah. Right. I'm going to get rid of this because this display of the name of the pearl and the description is now being done by the screen itself. In fact, so is the text box. So actually none of this is being used, right? Just to triple check, I don't need any of this. Right. None of that is used. I will need to test that. This is literally just showing the OK button. Wait, do I? Yeah, okay. I need the OK button. But I'm starting to think I am apparently making the selection here, right? This is the selection. Now I'm just testing on this, right? But very soon this will not be just testing. This will be something big. In fact, I'm going to now assert that this is the place where we do the selection. Don't need this. This is the place where we actually select the pearl. This is not temporary anymore. But this would only happen if, so I need to, actually this is temp, because I do need to move that into here. Only when you acquire the new pearl does this flag go true, right? Okay. This is me saying cheat. And so when I do cheat, why am I doing this 6 times? That's a great question. I think it's because I used to have 6 layers. I don't need that. I don't know. That's ridiculous. Don't do that. I was setting 6 layers of information on the Pearl shader. So I was doing lots of things, and now I'm just doing one. Go get the Pearl data, set the Pearl material, done. And this, yeah, starts the animation of the Pearl reveal. So guess what? This is where we implement that distribution fund, because weighted distribution. Yep. That's what we were going for just now. With that test script with the bar charts, what I was showing you is I want the first pearls to be more common, and I want the last pearls to be super rare. And we found out by testing it out with 64 that if I just do this twice, it's easy. This is once. And I promised I could do it in one function. Sorry, one line of code. And I will. Because the result of this first one becomes the maximum of the second. And so now that is weighted. I can't get the last ones easily because I need to get a high number close to the length 64. So I have to get a high number here and then get a high number again. It's rare. That's what we saw. So we are now more likely to get the ones at the beginning of the list, however long that is. Right now it's 10, but eventually it's going to be 64. Cool. This is actually the acquisition of pearls. I need to remember that's where that happens. It makes sense that it's in a special place, that it's not just the collection screen. And, I kind of want to copy this. I want to do the same thing. And I want to test it out, right? So let's do that. I'm going to test out to make sure this still looks good with the things that I just removed from the GUI. I also want to test out, well, I'm going to test out that line by doing it quickly here in this script because it's the same line. I'm also testing out that it looks good and grabbing the proper data. Okay. Let's do all that. We got this. If you hear me say the word test a lot, it's because, oh, hi. Yo, what's up? I don't know when you showed up. I'm sorry. I'm such a bad streamer. Hi. I don't talk to chat very much. That's because a lot of people aren't in chat. But if you do show up and you follow, I get the alert. If you hang out and chat a bunch, I will eventually look over and see. Thank you for hanging out. Gaming zone. What do you mean? But you want to see what's going on with the game? What are you asking? I'm sorry. Clarify, please. This is what the game looks like. This is what we're playing with. This is the latest thing we did was we made this look good. Hey, so am I. I'm good at that too. So if we collected a bunch of pearls, it would look like this, and I'm really pleased with how this looks. This is nice. The thing I just did was make it so that among all the pearls you could collect, the random selection picks the ones at the beginning of the list more often. That's what I'm doing. These pearls are going to be super powerful things you drop onto the battlefield in our main game loop. And it's going to change the tide of the battle. That's the idea. But, by now, yeah, they just look like... I don't have good looking ones right now. Just a couple of ones look okay. Let's see if I can find one. Oh, that's right. They are near the end, so it's weighted. Oh, it's going to be rare to actually select that. Well, I guess that works. That's one of the things we wanted to test. It is rare that I would get... There we go. I can see one. It would be rare to get one at the end of the list, and this is definitely towards the end of the list. Okay. Well, I guess we proved our theory. We wanted to make sure we could have common pearls and super rare pearls. We got it. We're good. I also want to cheat and look at this because that's the other thing we just did. You complete a campaign, you come here, and it looks like this. Hey, you found pearl. And sure enough, it is the pearl. I need to actually associate this with what you have in your collection. We haven't done that yet. That works. We got a rare. Otherwise, these ones in the front, like the red, you're going to get the red a lot. Now, here's the thing. I'm now realizing. So we did that selection thing, and it's weighted, and that's cool. But let's look at this again, because what I want to do is what we were just looking at. I nerded out and made a bar chart to explain what the plan was. Among the 64 pearls we're going to have, because we're going to have lots of different pearls, so some are going to be rare and unique. But I can't get rare and unique if you have a simple random distribution. That doesn't work so well. Among 500 selections, it's just even. But if I say pick a number between 1 and 64, I mean, that's what this is. If I say pick a number between 1 and 64, and now that result is the maximum you can pick a second time, 0 through whatever that result was. Now it's going to be down here if it was 32 or something. So if I do this twice, if I select one number and use that as the maximum for the second number, now this distribution is rare. It's actually really rare to get the upper numbers. That's what we were just seeing out of the 10 pearls. I wasn't getting the ones down here very often. So that's the plan. The problem is though, I don't want you to collect this one over and over and over again. You can only get it once. So if you do get this one, I want you to pick. I want it to pick again until it gets one you don't have yet. I don't exactly have that set up yet. I have the functions for that, but I don't exactly record someone collecting a pearl yet. I guess I should be the guinea pig and do that. I should be the guinea pig that does this and collects a pearl and then has a pearl. Yeah, we actually should do that. It says yellow. This is not yellow. That's a bug. So anyway, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. You're welcome to watch me nerd out some more. I am going to continue making, I'm going to make this look good, but the next thing I'm going to do today is make the redesign of these cards look better because there's some big problems with it and it needs some help. They're looking better, but no, I need to fix that. So we'll do that next. But right now, I need to fix that pop-up that just had a bug. Again, thank you for stopping by. Not sure how to pronounce your name. I could just say X, and that would be okay. But it's up to you. I want this. Mm-hmm. Somehow I need to look at what this player already has. need to turn off these cheats, actually. Oh, and I need to talk to the collection screen. That's what needs to happen. This collection screen needs to know what's going on with the Perl that just got collected. That's true. Oh, I absolutely need to do that. Okay, so I need a function. Yes, sir. Um, Perl has already been acquired. I'm just alerting this script what happened. And Perl index should be plenty. I don't need anything else. It kind of replaces this. I'm going to need to leave the testing there for now. Yeah. At minimum, I need to describe here, let's just do this for now. I need to give it the name and description of the Perl because while I'm happy to have this thing handle the display of the pop-up, it has no idea what we just did. So it needs to know. Oh no, I actually need to deliver a Perl. I need to describe what Perl just, yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, I need to complete this. This is the part where I need to marry the data that I have set up to work and the functions to manipulate the data with the actual place that that data is manipulated. I haven't done that yet. So here we go. The collection screen needs to understand, hey, this pop-up just happened. It is in charge of acquiring a Perl. And I'm going to come back to the Perl collection later. I need to how am I going to test this? I have a way of saving the data. I'm going to want to test more than once, so I'm a little concerned that it's going to be messed up. But let me go ahead and just, whoops, just go ahead and, whoa. Let me go ahead and move this because eventually this is the thing that's happening. Because we are here and we have found that a campaign is complete, we are acquiring, and so we're going to say that is true. And so now that's no longer just by default when you get into the screen, because that's what I was doing when I was testing. Now I'm also able to test it here, but yeah. Let us I need to know if the random selection is one you already have. you, meaning this pop-up needs to be talking with the save manager to say, whomever it is, get collection. What is this called? Collection. This collection, I need to know, does it contain, because this is a single number, it's a long number, and it represents all of the pearls that have been collected. Okay. While, how do I say this? Okay. I got it. Now here's the collection the player has right now. And I'm going to say, I guess I could do this twice. I'm trying to be efficient, but it's not necessary to be this efficient. While brand, this number that we just picked is not part of the collection. I have a function for that. I say, yo, collect is in collection. Okay. If it is, then we're going to pick again. Oh, I need the actual collection. Okay. So is, so go grab the collection and pick a random number. Is this in the collection? If it is, this comes back true because it is. Then pick it again and do it again and again and again until it is not. It's a brand new pearl you have not seen before. Aha. Ooh, great. Now, because it's weighted like this, it will absolutely pick the early ones. But if you've already got an early one, it keeps doing this. Cool. In fact, because this is on GUI, it holds the frame. I think that's okay. This will go quick. It'll be fine. But after this, we need to know. So a pearl has been selected by this point. And I have the pearl data. So let's tell our friend the collection screen all about pearl data. Okay. This needs to happen before we exit. Sure. Collection screen. Pearl acquired. And that's necessary because while this pop-up will show the pearl in its glory, it also needs to be here in this collection now. Immediately, like right now. So this should work fine. Famous last words. I will come back to that if it's wrong. Now with pearl acquired, I can say, yeah, that's the name of the pearl. It's the thing. It's da, da, da. What I actually need to do is figure out how this is formed because right now I just make a whole list of pearls. I put it in an array. So number of pearls on the carousel. I just throw them in there. But I need to actually put the new one in front, the very first one on the list. Right? And by the way, I need to actually put all of the pearls in the collection on the carousel, and I haven't even done that. This is all test garbage stuff. In other words, I need to do a proper populating of the carousel, not this, not this. No more of this. I mean, all this was to me testing the cool functionality I have. I'll keep the code there in common because I can. Here's an example of some of the crazy long number. Actually, the real number is probably 2 or 3 times that size. It's ginormous. But that means we can have 64 individual slots where you either have that pearl or not, which is perfect. I can ask how many pearls do you have? I can get information on each one of those slots, but I can also tell you what each one is, which is perfect. I can add and remove. All right. I kind of need to do this. A pearl has been acquired. What the heck am I doing here? First of all, I just removed this, so I need to make sure I'm not doing anything critical on start here. I don't think I am. Famous last words. But it's interesting because this is actually a lot of what I need to do, just not not exactly. These will be default, and you shouldn't be coming into this screen with anything other than that. I don't need to destroy anything because there isn't anything here. We haven't made this yet, but that's necessary. Likewise, this. So here's where we need to start copying this code. And then we need to do this. Why exactly do I need to do that? I swear I did this like yesterday and I am already forgetting why. Do we hide the carousel? Ah, so this is already managed. I do need to do that too. Okay. And this is going to go away as well, actually. In fact, I don't want to test ever again. So let's make sure I don't actually call this anywhere else. Cool. So I'm going to copy this and make use of it here because instead of doing this when I test, a new pearl acquired is different actually. I need to initialize the carousel, which is going to include all of this. Now, some of this needs numbers, but I know exactly what that is. This is me asking the save manager. Do I have a reference for the save manager? I don't. I should. Yeah, pattern. Give me the pattern for this, please, because I do want to validate this in the same way. Boop. So I know it exists, and I can do something with it. This is complaining about stuff I'm still working on. Yes. I need to know how many pearls am I putting on the carousel, right? What I'm asking is, hey, save manager. Actually, yeah, pearl map sounds pretty good. But I'm saying, hey, save manager, go get player collection, get profile collection, and that is a number. And I need to say, yo, collection tool, size, collection size. Thank you very much. That's exactly what I want. So, I actually do need the collection. So, player collection. Oop, it. Oh, okay. So I'm asking how many are in that, because I'm already starting to use this very long number and parse it and do things. And given that, it now knows how many pearls to make. This random range is not true. I don't want it to do that. It's no longer random. It is actual, because the number of carousel items is the number of pearls that we are actually doing, and we should be able to go find them. I need to go find them, actually, because this very long number has a whole bunch of true false values. I need to go through each one, and when there's a yes, true, I need to. Do I have a quick function for that, actually? I may have already done a quick function for that. Among the things that, just makes the color of the pearl. Among the things that I did, here's the collection size. So I go find how many there are. This gives me the list of true false values. This takes a list of true false values and makes the number. This asks, do you have it in your collection? This adds it to the collection. And in fact, I need to do that immediately. I need to do that immediately. In the pop-up, right here. As soon as the pearl is selected, right? Yes. And I'm saying pearl acquired to the collection screen later, so I can do this earlier and I can say, yep, hey, player collection, you just got a new Pearl. This player collection, exactly. Add to collection this number. So now the result is that number again. This number has now the updated this number that was coming straight from the profile selection. I am, as quickly as I can, finding a unique one that's weighted and from the thing, and I have added it to the collection, and that's the new number. And so I'm directly going to say, yo, set this collection right now. Done. This is the part where you actually get a pearl. And that being true means that when I say pearl acquired, this collection screen should now take this for real. Should I initialize the carousel all over again? Yes, I should, in fact. So even though, hold on. No. I am going to initialize the carousel. I am going to initialize the carousel. So here's an interesting timing issue. This is start. All of the objects in the scene that is just loaded are active, and they are all being called, this function is being called on all of those objects at the same time. But it can't happen at exactly the same time. Some happen before others. I can be guaranteed that all the objects are in the scene, but I can't be guaranteed that this is called first or second based on this other start function, because these are both in the scene. How do I know which one is which? I don't. I am telling the collection screen, hey, the pop-up is active. So before the frame is even rendered, I am talking to it and configuring things so it's out of the way. That might be enough. I think that's enough, actually. If the pop-up is not up, I should be able to say initialize. I do need to test this though, because I don't want to initialize it and then have to worry about things that are already there. I'll figure it out. So, okay. This pop-up does its thing, and it has actually performed the collection. It's a big deal. Now, because I'm now saying Perl acquired, this thing knows about it after the fact. So the Perl has been acquired. That past tense is true. And I don't need to give any information about Perl. I don't. I don't. This is just a signal because the collection itself is now valid. It is up to date. So this initialized carousel, you know what? Yes. That is what needs to happen. One thing I did do here is get rid of old ones just in case, and that's the part that I'm wondering if I need to do. I'm wondering if I need to. I'm going to leave this here. It doesn't hurt to do this. It's just I'm wondering if it's necessary. So I guess that's a low priority concern. Okay, I'm just breezing through the rest of this code, seeing if there's something I missed. This is true. This is a really heavy process of making the carousel look pretty. And I'm telling myself, find a better way to do this because it's kind of silly. I haven't quite figured out the better way yet, but I'll get. Okay. So we are literally, what's this? I am not telling it that. But I can do this after this. Because the collection is new, and this says go reset the carousel based on the collection. As long as this happens after, I'm good. Okay. How do I test this? I can cheat and complete the campaign. I could do that cheat again. That should force the pop-up to pop up. And since it's in charge, it's large and in charge, it does this. Sorry. It does this because it's been acquired. I'm sure I'm going to come back and say, this is ridiculous. Why are you doing it here? I'm sure. But for now, I am properly making sure that if you've already collected it, you don't collect it twice. It is weighted. Okay. It's a weighted distribution. We are actually setting the profile collection or adding it to the collection. We are using the player's collection. Okay. Now this is all here, isn't it? The collection screen now, if it's updated, sets this based on random. Okay, it's wrong. So, no. This is where I'm at. So, this is fine. This is proper, but this is wrong because I am literally saying, oh yeah, a number of items, go pick a random one. That's not true. I have a number of items. I need to go find them. Among the collection, I need to go through each one and say, among all of them, and this is probably the dumbest way to do it. I'm going to revise this in 2 seconds, I'm sure. I'm already using I'm literally going through all of them. And if Editing the wrong piece of code because I copied it and I wasn't paying attention. Silly me. Okay, so I'm still doing that. This, I need to comment this out so I don't accidentally do this again. I'm never using this, right? It'll tell me if I am. Okay. And these are all red and angry because it's incomplete right now. I'm still working on it. Okay, so this is good up to here. Now I'm here trying to figure out, wait, which pearl? And I'm saying, well, let's look through. Because you're only going to have potentially one of any given pearl among the 64. So go through all the 64 you could have and see if you have it or not. Is it in the collection, yes or no? And this is a pretty dumb way to do it. So I'm positive I'm about to revise this, but go through all 64 and set this to that number that you're on if it's there. Yeah. Is it in there? Yes. Okay. This is this pearl. Now, it does that for all of the carousel items, which has been derived from the number of pearls that are in the collection. So I've tested this out. This is going to find each of the pearls you actually have because it's basically the same function. It goes through all of them and see if you. Okay, I think this is right. I think this function now properly initializes the carousel based on the collection the player actually has, even if it was just updated. Wow. This was a little more than I thought it needed to have because I'm just going from testing these things to actual implementation. I mean, it's all testing, but when I'm testing things like the display of the carousel, it's very different than, or even the selection of the pearls, that is very different than actually putting the data on. And speaking of data, this process, the save load thing, as I hit play, goes and loads in the data. I am in the wrong scene, doing the wrong thing. Okay. As I start the game, it loads the data. As I stop the game, it saves the data. So it's an auto process, and that's great. Actually, for a number of reasons, that's great. First of all, I don't have to worry about the player forgetting to save their data. And you could even completely kill the application and it would still work, which is great. It works on mobile. It's awesome. But it's also cool because there is a problem I need to get around, and this helps to do that. The problem is, as soon as I reform the data, I already have 4 accounts. That's what the text was just saying. And as soon as I load in, I'm reading this profile data. Well, recently I had to change this data because it was just an integer and I needed to go to a much higher number. So I actually changed this variable type. And normally that would be a major problem to then try to load a file because this type would be completely different and bork. I just lost all my data, right? Instead, the fact that I have this loaded in while I'm hitting play And saving when I hit stop gets around the problem in a very clever way because while it's in data and it's playing, I can freely change this. That's how I got this. I didn't lose any of the data of our 4 accounts, the test accounts that we have. And I was able to freely change this and then hit stop, and it saved it properly. So the data is good. Why did I start talking about that? I'm concerned a little bit because I'm about to actually collect. I'm actually going to collect some pearls. And I want to make sure that I could come back and reclaim the 4 accounts that we have. Uh, long story short, it might be a good time for a coffee break. So I get coffee, and then we'll do the high wire act of trying to make sure this doesn't implode the universe. Yeah, I think so. Um, it seems like my Twitch is like several minutes behind live. Allow me to figure out what's up. Uh, hold on. Waiting. Yeah, whatever. Hi, what's this? What's going on? That's what's going on. I'm going to take a quick break, get some coffee, and then come back. Yep. Yup. 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 Okay, does this work now? It'd be nice if it worked now. I mean, I'm not gonna make any assumptions, but I the goal is oh, but I didn't do the thing. Pardon me. Pardon me. There is a location on my hard drive where I have the saved data for stuff, and I just want to make a copy before we attempt this. Okay, good. Yep. Hey, Tricks. Whoa. Alright, enough of that silliness. Uh, we think we can. We're gonna cheat, but I'm gonna have the profile. Pretend we went to a campaign. We completed the campaign, wink, wink, wink. And after we come back from defeating the big boss, Liar Xanthan Vex, we come to the Pearl screen. And what do you know? We collected the red pearl. Makes sense, actually. It is the very first one. And that should be weighted to be collected before any others. We say, okay. We collect it. Now it says we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pearls. That's not true. We don't have 8 pearls. We definitely don't have 8 of the same pearl. But that's wrong. But apparently this profile believes it has 8 pearls. Really? You're sure about that? You think you have 8. Is that right? Really? 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 Oh, you think you have 8. That's very interesting. Um, let's do that again. Hey, we went through another campaign. We totally defeated the boss, and we're gonna collect another one. It says red. First of all, that's wrong. Um, okay, so there are multiple things to fix. That's okay. I need to keep observing. Oof. Wow, it says nothing but red. And now we have 9. Okay, so that's progress, I guess. We definitely have 9. Okay, baby steps, baby steps. Okay, we're gonna collect another one. Guess what? We're gonna have 10, but it's gonna be red. Okay. All right. Okay. I mean, this is the problem with testing random results part. But the collection does have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep, 10. Okay. It thinks it's all red. Okay, so that's wrong. And the number is totally wrong. It started with 8, which is not true. By the way, I do need some administrator tools to set collections, so perhaps I should do that. In fact, I do. I can set that number to 0 and clear it out. So, 10, yeah? Okay. Magically, we finish another campaign, defeat the boss, and collect a new pearl. What do you know? It's red. That's not true, dude. Oh, okay. So first of all, I'm not placing the one that I just collected in front. I'm not doing that, and I should. Um, in fact, it's setting the order of the pearls based on the master list of pearls. So it should be showing red here, actually. But the rest of these are wrong. Well, this is 11. Okay. So I think there's some things that worked. And if I come back, I have 11 red pearls still. I shouldn't have 11 red pearls, but you know, what are you going to do? In fact, I'm curious about the other accounts. Do they have 8 to begin with? This has 11 red pearls. Okay, that's interesting. So what happens if we change accounts to Doggo? Okay. You have 7 pearls. No, you don't. You don't have 7 pearls. Where is this number coming from? Okay. These are straight up weird. For example, this account shouldn't have anything. Right? Well, it's got 7 pearls. Why 7? Where's this number coming from? Oh, wait a minute. 7, and then you add one, that's 8, and that's what I started with. And okay, so there's some sense going on, but why 7? Okay. I have thoroughly tested the functions that are used to manipulate the collection data. And so I'm not going to go there first. I'm going to go to the collection screen and figure out what's up with the carousel, because that is more likely where the problem. First of all, it's the last thing I worked on, so of course I'm going to look there first. And second of all, okay, so this, yeah, I'm quite certain this is okay. Profile data, good. Word pop-up actually looks cool. It is doing this, and that's all I want it to do. So I think we're going to leave the rest of it up to here and just whip this up into shape here. So when I do this, I am going to initialize the carousel, but okay, I'm going to deal with the uh, I'm going to deal with this placement of the new pearl later, because what I'm thinking is I have a separate array from your collection. Your collection is frankly ordered exactly like the master collection. Um, the first one is first, second one is second. But there is a separate array, at least here in this script, that could hold it in different order. And in fact, that's what it's meant to do. However, I don't have that associated with the player collection yet. How do I say this? The collection is correct, but the order, yeah, this is the array that I'm using. The order in which players hold pearls, their collection isn't so, okay, I don't need to do it this way, but I want to do it this way. The collection that the players have is unique because of the pearls they have and they don't have, but also I think it could be unique in terms of the order in which they acquired the pearls. You acquired a pearl first, and then you acquired another pearl after that. I think, I don't need to do it this way, but I want to do it this way. I think that along with which pearls do you have or do not have, I could also save data that says um, which pearls you've collected first, second, third, etc., up to 64, right? That's really no more than an array of integers. It is new data, though, and I'm going to need to perform the magic trick. Profile data has this, but it doesn't have an extra array of integers. Could. Oh, right. And I was thinking about this. So, actually, yeah, here we go. Look at me thinking of it right there. Um, I was thinking about this too in terms of security. Think about this. If I know you got the third pearl first and the fourth pearl second, okay, then I can match what you actually have in your collection to what this new series of numbers can tell me. And if there's a discrepancy, I know somebody cheated. It also is introducing possibility of data that is out of sync, but I actually want to use that as well. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I know, it's crazy. I think the save data script also needs to be referenced on this. This one. Okay. Because somewhere around here, I'm going to say, oh, I'm already saying give me the collection, but I think I should also be saying give me the order. Yeah, an array of integers. Yeah, actually, the, this sounds more and more like exactly what I want to do. This is just go get the number and set the number. But I'm gonna say there's a separate thing, which is mm, it's complaining because I don't have a return value. I also need to account for this function here. Because I'm making a copy of the profile, I want to include something I'm about to add. Okay, so here's where I do my magic. Yeah, I know. Oh, it actually won't run right now. Careful, careful you. Okay, so I'm gonna come up and do that in a second. I guess I could just return the int thing now. Dude, please. Visual Studio sometimes helps and sometimes hurts. I would like it to not. Okay, so this will run now. Okay, great. Please do run. And now that it's running, it has, oh, I'm in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing. I need to start from here. Okay. Now that it's running, and it is loading the data, I'm free to change the data. It's a trick. It's a high wire act. I hope that an array of integers is just fine. Collection order, it's a little long, isn't it? If I say order, let's... Okay. And with that, it's immediately going to complain about other places that don't have that, like here. So when I make a copy of my profile, I also want Perl order to be copied. And that is an array of integers. I get that. I'm saying just go get it. Perl order knows what I'm doing. It knows what I'm doing. Current profile, Perl order knows exactly what I'm. See, every once in a while, Visual Studio helps. I don't want collection number. No, I want something called collection order, please, and we're going to put this name. Okay. So this is the actual series of bits put into one big number. And it says whether or not you have that Perl or the next one or the next one, according to the master list. The order in which you have collected it, however, I want to be unique to the player. You collected one and then you collected the next one. Well, the first one you collected is still first. Or actually, I'm going to change that. The next one you collect is now first, right? And the last one in this order is the first one you collected. So how do we call that? First in, last out, I think it's called. Philo. Okay. Anyway, we're basically pushing and popping. That's what we're doing. Okay. We're still running. We have changed this. I can't think of any other place I need to change it. I hope this works. Okay, so we saved. I can start it up again, loads it, saves it. Okay, good. So the data is now actually changed. All of the profiles now have this extra thing in it, which is great. Okay, this is an array of integers referring to the master list of Perls. So you might have the Perl, but which one comes first, second, third, that's this. Okay, cool. With that, I should be good now to come back to the Perl screen, which, by the way, I should right now make this disabled. On the main menu, if you're not in an account, or if that account does not have Perls, yeah, I should absolutely do that right now. I don't want to forget, but also I don't want to accidentally mess up this data in the middle of what I'm doing. Fairly trivial to say I'm already doing something like that here. The player profile doesn't really, it's not really loading. And I want to do that here as well. But more than that, I want to say, actually, hold on. Did I do that in two places? I'm just triple checking. Yeah. I'm disabling this GUI at that point and doing that. Okay, so I'm going to do the same pattern. Wait, sorry. What? Yeah, I'm just doing a disable. Okay. And I'm using that disable to inform what it should be doing. So if GUI enabled, then do these things. And otherwise, this is disabled and it shows the button. You can't click it. Got it. Cool. Well, more than just are you in a valid profile, I want to know, hey, save manager. Wait, do I have the same manager? Dude, give me a break. Bruh. Okay, I guess I could just go look at it once. It's not what I was planning to do, but okay. Find, oh, dude. As soon as I do it twice, I start thinking, okay. You know what? I'm doing it twice. I need to, got it. Some would frown on using a global variable, but A, I'm following a pattern that I do, and B, it makes more sense when I do this more than once. If I have a case where, hold up, dude, like I did it halfway. So silly. It's like I was anticipating I was going to need to do this. Yeah, actually, I was. I don't remember that that's what I was doing, but clearly I knew I was going to need to go look at the profile data, at least to do this, right? Okay. Hey, save manager, give me the current player profile. That doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But also, hey, save manager, it not only has to be a valid profile, but give me the player collection, profile collection, and then tell me that there is more. Actually, no. If this is more than zero, right? Yeah. Yeah. Go get the collection. The reason why I can say more than zero is because this is a number. If it is zero, that means there is nothing there. So if there is a profile, the collection is more than zero. Oh, sorry. If there is no profile, GUI enabled false. Or there is a profile, but um, the collection equals zero. Okay, so I needed to change that from and to or and change this from, yeah. So still, that's true. Hey, save manager, is the profile like not there, or is the profile that is there with no collection? If so, this is false, blah, blah, blah. I think that's right. Shall we test that theory? I have a few accounts that do not have any pearls. So I should be able to say doggo logged in, and what? No doggo. You should not have any pearls. I guess it's consistent. We saw 7 pearls. That number technically would be 1, and then 2, and then 4. So it would be, yeah. Why do these accounts have pearls? That doesn't make sense. I mean, I suppose I could clear the number. Let's go to the other account that I know has a bunch of pearls, right? Because we collected some. In fact, when we did collect, it did appropriately collect with the weighted curly pearls, and it collected different pearls. The order is still wrong, but more than that, the number is crazy. There are at least 3 things going wrong here. And I know. I brought that on myself when I started doing multiple things before I tested. I know. I haven't even worked on this yet. But it is ready to go once I do have it, and that's great. In fact, I do have these things set up, which is good. Now, in fact, do I have a collection clearing thing? Clear the collection, something like that. I mean, I think it is just set it to 0, so I don't think I actually made this function. What I should probably do is cheat, go into my login screen, and you know what? I don't even need this helper script. I can do it from save load because, or I don't even, yeah, let's see. Save load can set the collection. I'm going to have it set the collection for all of the profiles that I log into. I'll just set it with a 0. That should clear out the collection. I will say, hey, save load, set profile collection 0. The current profile will be zeroed out. I'm being pretty slow and careful about this because I don't want to screw this up. But when I log in, before I go to the main menu, hey, save load manager, set the profile collection to 0. And I'm doing this because I'm baffled why the accounts seem to show that they have 7 pearls when they don't. I also want to be able to test the collection on the carousel with unknown number. I hope that's okay, but I did back up the data, so I guess I'm good. Let's start at the right place, doing the right thing, and go. We have loaded all 4 profiles. We are logging in to the one that has some. This is exactly 0. This should be disabled. It is a profile, but no, we don't have this. Can I fix that first? Let me go fix that. Menu screen. Can you tell me what the heck? You're going to set this to be false. Look at this pattern again. I'm going to set this to be false and then be true again afterwards. I forgot to do that. You're going to set this to be false. I mean, come on. That condition should be fine. This I know is fine. So if it's a bad profile or no collection, disable. And that number is 0. This set it to 0. I am confusion. Oh, of course now it works. Oh, it works because when I reset when I save the script and come back into Unity, it tries to grab the data, but it's in the wrong place, so it basically clears the data, and that's fine. This isn't fun. This doesn't make sense, though. Why do you think I have pearls? Bruh, I explicitly said this was 0. I am hardcore confused. Why would this do this? Should have no pearls. What are you doing? So the data is weird. Okay, again, the last thing I worked on was the collection screen stuff. So I'll focus on that. This is wild. I mean, when I tested all this, and I tested this pretty thoroughly, I got, I used a number that was able to tell me a large number of yes or no. I was able to find the size of it. I was able to see if one existed, a particular one. I was able to add one, I was able to remove one. So reasonably certain these functions were all tested and good. That has to lead me to start looking at this is just dead simple. There's nothing weird about this at all. That has to lead me to think about in two places I look at that number, however, and it's weird. So I don't know. I'm going to get rid of that so I don't leave it there. This should be right. And another way to say that would be to say, give me the collections. Actually, I need an instance of it to do this. Yeah. This should be fine. Okay. I'm going to come back and make that work. Um, all right. Now I've, you know, cleared away and I should be able to focus on this, but I'm so confused. Why would a number show me lots and lots of pearls that aren't there? A large number of pearls, right? This when I tested this worked just fine. This was absolutely proper. I initialize the carousel and I say sure there's something very simple I'm overlooking, something that was left over from testing or something, maybe. I'm going to ask it to show me a series of 64 true false values. I'm going to say parse, give me what you see as the list of 64 booleans. Make that equal to this collection of booleans that I just made. And let's just go through all. Yeah, sure. That's fine. Go through all of them. And what I'm going to do is print it out as a series of true false values. I want to indicate which one it is. I want to indicate whether it is true or false. Put a space after it and show me that series of things, please. So I'm going to go into the collection screen. Oh, I'm already using S. Okay. Go into the collection screen. You tell me, what are these 7 magical pearls that you have in a collection that should be empty? Well, it's not the first one, and it's not the second one, and it's not the third one, and it's not the fourth one, and it's not the. What is going on? So. Stop. Is there any true value at all? Oh, there's one. Oh, that would make sense why it's black. This would make sense why it's black. What is this number then? Okay, there are 7 pearls. But then how come I can't set it to 0? What? Yes, there are multiple things going on that are wrong. The data itself, though, does show 7 pearls. So my functions are doing what they're supposed to do. However, somewhere along the way, these accounts got data in them that reflect 7 pearls have been collected. Very interesting. I wonder what this number actually is. Well, that would just satisfy my curiosity, but the only way to really solve the problem is to say, this should be 0. Okay. Along with being able to parse the collection in that way with a series of booleans, I can also clear it and set it. And this will, you know what, actually, because the rest of this carousel works off of this collection, I should be able to just play with this locally and not save it to the account yet. Well, I want to clear these out, but I need to actually see it cleared. Pain in the butt. So this is just interrupting the pearl display on the carousel by grabbing it and then being like, wait, what? And clearing them all out. It was there, but now I'm saying it's not. In fact, I could just do this. Right. So I should see 2 lines. One, shows me the 7 pearls that were collected there. The second time, though, it should be all cleared out. Should be. So this first line has, ooh, oh, right, I collected some pearls, right, because this is the one that had pearls. And then I cleared them out, and so now it's all false. Correct. And that's what the carousel shows. So I'm just matching the data to what was processed and displaying. Quick scan tells me, yes, this is all false. It should be 0. I don't know what the heck. I mean, I don't know what the heck. But now, I mean, let's disable that code I just made. This was meant to clear it out. This is me saying, what? Okay, so now it's going to do what it normally did. Sorry. So now it's going to do what it normally did, which is just read what is there. So again, let's go back to testing, because apparently the data was wrong and confusing the crap out of me. Now that the data is good, I can actually test the processing. That was interfering. Okay. This account has no pearls. Oh, right, I haven't disabled it. Oh, can I fix that now? Can I? Because I really wanted this to make sense. Like, I'm begging. Come on, man. I'm begging this to make sense. Menu. Go down to place where this should happen and do the thing that it should do and hit save and watch that disable. Well, it's going to disable anyway because I'm reloading the data. Let's try it again. Why? How? Oh, is it because I actually interrupted the normal save load process by changing code? Yes, that's exactly it. Let's do this again. Let's not mess with it while it's doing this. In other words, while I'm playing, I want to be careful about this. This has some data with a collection of pearls that it shouldn't have. I've just read this in, and it has a collection of pearls that it should not have. So this actually makes sense. Just not going to assume anything yet. This doesn't necessarily work yet. I come here, and it's blank because I have explicitly put in code to look at what was there, and there's some pearls, and then I get rid of them. That's true. I come back here and save. So now this should be blank. Actually, quick check, because it doesn't hurt to do this twice. And when I do it twice, it will show me what collection was there, if anything. This doesn't work. This still shows a collection. Really? collection of pearls was still there. There are multiple things going wrong. One is I'm not seeing the individual pearls that are called out here. Like these are black, but this one's red. All I'm seeing is red. So that's a problem. This data is not being saved properly. This is being set, though? Question. No, it's not. So it's being saved, it's just not being set. So this needs to be set. It's not somehow. I'm getting through just a few things. I want them to work. I'm configuring the collection. Oh, duh. Yes, I am configuring the collection. And yes, that was used in the carousel and all that. Yes, but I haven't actually put it on the profile. Dum-dum. Set profile collection. Now this is actually going to set it, because I have not set it. So we're going to go in, and this account has a collection of pearls it shouldn't have. So boom, it has a collection of pearls. So maybe this works, I don't know. When I go in, it tells me, oh yeah, you got pearl. Well, let's clear them out. And so it's gone. Good. And I come out. Ooh, check, check, check. This is working. All right. I have a profile, but no, I have no pearls. Perfect. So if I stop, saves it. If I load and log in again, modest amounts of things begin to make sense, thank God. So it is saving with the profile now, right? Because I properly set it. I will clear, in fact, let's just do it now. I want to clear the other profiles of pearls. I have no idea why they had them. Shouldn't have any. No idea why that was. Somehow, a number, apparently a very large number, was part of the data for every account. I have to assume it was the same very large number, but it translates into 7 pearls, and that was interesting. But yeah. Okay, so that has properly set the data. Good. I don't think I ever want to do that again. I don't think I ever want to do that again. So now it's the way it was, which is to say, when you initialize the carousel, go find the player collection and use it. Don't adjust it, just use it. Don't bark what's in it, just use it, yeah? Okay. This apparently works now. All right, good. Yay, which means we can call that done. So where we are now is looking at some of the display issues with the carousel and initializing the objects that are on it. And we're going to confirm the collection procedure, because now that the data is good on profiles, I can do this. I can say, I am, actually, hold on, before I do anything else, I'm totally paranoid. Um, See, I'm saving the data. It's all good. Okay. I actually want to go make a copy of that data again to make sure that it's all good and I don't lose a clean slate of data for all four accounts with no Perl collection, because that was the thing. I absolutely did not want a Perl collection on my accounts. So the old copy can go bye-bye. And I have a new copy as a backup so that so things are good. Oh, I realized I'm being silly. Okay. All right. Um, let's try this again because now I hope I can test with this account and cheat and collect a pearl. And first of all, we should have the pearl button then open to us when it wasn't before. In other words, we're going through the motions to pretend that we just did a campaign. And although we can't go into pearls now, we're in the campaign. We defeat the boss. Totally do that. We're not cheating. And after that, we defeat the boss. It immediately comes to. Oh, I can't. Oh, that's hilarious. Yes, this works. But no, I need to break it for testing. I will leave this script open so I don't forget that. But and long story short, I'm gonna have to log in again. Okay. Baby steps, yeah? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single. Okay, so here we are. And I'm cheating, so I can just go here. Oh, wait. We also need to cheat. How did that? How is this already true? Stop. Stop. Oh, because it's part of the account. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Right. Wow. Okay. That's true. I'm going to log in and you're going to see this button turn on because interesting. Well, let's cheat. Uh, this is part of the profile. Oh no, it's not. Why was it on? It's so weird. Okay, whatever. I need to focus. We have cheated. We've gone through a campaign. We're now coming back because we've defeated the boss and hey, we collected a pearl. It is the orange pearl. Thank you very much. Now we're going to do something about the order in which you collect things. But right now, yes, we did collect the orange pearl. That's true. It is weighted near the front of the line of all the master collection of pearls. And yes, that's true. We come back and we look at our orange pearl. It's beautiful. But wait, let's go do more campaign. And we defeat the boss. Hey, we got a new Pearl. It's the red one. Okay. Yeah. Oh, but they're both red. Okay, so I haven't messed with the order of pearls yet, so I'm pretty sure the first one was going to say orange. I mean red. But the second one should stay orange. So there's at least two problems going on. One we haven't implemented yet, but the other one is these should be two different pearls. Okay. I'm still calling it progress. Whew. Okay, some things are working. If I log in as Doggo, we have cheated to make sure this is always on, but there's no pearls. Good. When I log in as I got these two, but they're both red. Okay. Well, it's coming close. Is there a different way I can cheat so I can shortcut this? Because I would prefer to be able to test this immediately and not have to undo this. Hmm. No, not really. Not really. This was the cheat to collect, so while it's running, I want it to just bip to the Pearl screen. Can I just put in something? I'll tell you what. Um, I will put in a cheat here, and I will just say, um, that's a good key to do. Um, what is this called? Current campaign complete. Thank you. At the same time, I need you to look. It is called collection, is it not? It is. Okay. So this should cheat on what? Hi, what are you doing? Where are you? Visual Studio. Um, I don't know. Gotta get stopped on the stupidest things. What key shall I check? Okay. And I could test that. This is already fixed. This is now changed, and I just loaded some new data, so this is empty, but let's log in again and try it. I'm going to acquire a new pearl by cheating a campaign completion. Right. Okay, it doesn't like that key. Maybe I'm at the end of my stream because I'm starting to make a few more mistakes than usual. And is there any error? No. Coffee's not going to help at this point. Please tell me it's just the key that's wrong and everything else is fine. I mean, sanity check. Yeah, this should be going straight to the Pearl screen because I hit a button. And I am cheating. Allow me to cheat, please. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's just the button for some reason. This is not red. That's not red. But that's red. So what are we talking about here? Actually, the collection screen thinks everything is red, so that almost makes sense. I'm really sure, I'm positive that my data actually says I have an orange one, a red one, and a purple one. I'm positive. First of all, I have three. Second of all, they cannot be repeated. So it's the display that is incorrect. Okay, so in the process of forming the carousel and populating the carousel with objects that should look like the pearls we have collected. Right. In the process of doing this, it has acquired the data of one pearl and used it over and over. So that's wrong. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not actually doing 3D. I'm doing some 3D just for the layering, but yeah. Okay. Again, I'm happy if I can narrow it down. So this is a cheat. It's going to be temporary. The menu properly works. So I'll come back and fix that later. The Pearl button properly disables when you don't have a collection. Yes. Okay, good. And the data appears to be saving properly, and the data has been cleared of whatever garbage was in there before. I honestly don't know what that number was. It must have been a very large number, though. Yes, I am running out of gas. I enjoy uninterruptible blocks of time. I enjoy being able to work on the things that I want to work on. And I enjoy hanging out with people who might stop by and listening to jungle music and blah blah blah. Um, it's then a bit sad when I run out of gas and I still have more stuff I want to do, and I have to explicitly put down the thing that's in my brain because picking it up again later is a whole process and figuring out where was I and what was I about to do and what had I already done and what was I trying to remember, yada yada yada. It is a process. Uninterruptible blocks of time prevents that. Being organized enough to complete a whole task prevents that. So I get really sad when I'm not quite done with the task, like now, and I'm running out of gas because I'm going to make more mistakes if I keep banging at it. I know that's true. That said, I'm quite certain as soon as I end stream, I'm probably going to, do something and then I'm going to want to come back and do more. I know it. I know that's what I'm going to do. I'm certain that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm such a nerd. All right. I'm gonna go. 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 You have fun. Take care. Thanks for hanging out, watching the VOD. Please like, subscribe, retweet, whatever. But show up because we listen to good music, and I'll do tricks, and we'll have fun. It'll be good. Okay, I'm out. Uh, bye. Have fun. See ya.